Welcome to the Offshore Club's fun-filled, fact-filled, fast-paced blockbuster podcast, Coffee with Carib Carter, coming to you exclusively from where the sun never sets on the good life at a great price. And now, fill up your favorite coffee mug and join your expert and your guide, Carib Carter Clews.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Carib Carter. Welcome to Coffee. Let me grab my coffee here with Carib Carter. 78, number 78. I mean, it's almost a year and a half we've been together. Incredible, incredible. I think you've enjoyed it as much as I have because I get your cards and letters, and that's fantastic. You give me guidance. Give me guidance. I love that. You say to me, Carter, can you talk about this? Matter of fact, later in the show, we're going to talk to a medical healthcare authority because you asked for it. You asked for it. When I was a kid, there was a show called that. You asked for it. Some of you who are as old as me are saying, yeah, I remember you asked for it. So you asked for it. And when you ask for it, we're going to get it done. And remember, I love to hear from you. You can email me, caribcarter7@gmail.com. Okay. Carib, there it is, caribcarter7, and I answer all of them. That's what I do. Okay, I love it. I love hearing from you. I love interacting with you. You can text me. 202-664-6190. That's myself. That is my personal cell phone. Matter of fact, before we came on, I had a great conversation with Sarah, one of our original charter members of the Offshore Club. Wonderful person. We talk every couple weeks or so. Call me. Let's talk. Tell me what you want to know. Give me your input. Tell me what you want me to pass along. We're a club. We're a community. That's what we do. Phone me or text me at that same number. Phone me, text me, both, everything. Email me, whatever. You can stop by and visit if you want. But the key is for us to interact, and because it's your club. And the more I hear from you, the more we can fashion it to your needs, okay? Very, very important, very important. Today's show, we're going to meet those needs. We're going to, in three ways. We're going to start off with the set piece of the show. The set piece, I'm going to tell you, the set piece of the show is going to be the interview. Because I got so many requests. Carter, what about medical care? What about medical care, right? This Tracy Griffith, who we're going to talk to in just a little bit, is the expert on offshore medical care. She's the expert. And she can tell you what's down there, and she can guide you to exactly what you need and hold your hand all the way through whatever you want and tell you all the incredible advantages. It's not just the price. It's like, it's like you're on a vacation and you get a procedure. It's incredible. Top quality, low price. Okay, you can't. So Tracy's going to tell us all about that. Okay, we're going to do that's a set piece. We're also going to do a $1,000 listing Caribbean. We're going to go to Nicaragua to Grand Pacifica. Okay, Grand Pacifica. That's a my Cobb community. That's the top of the line. All the amenities. Because if I got a deal for you, I got a note from a member, actually not too far from where I live in Pennsylvania the other day, saying, so we're starting to understand what you're saying about the advantages of investing offshore. We need to talk to you more about it. What I'm going to tell you about today on your $1,000 listing Caribbean is an incredible investment that I think is going to could double your money within 5 years. I just think, I have a feeling when I tell you about it, I think you're going to agree. Okay, we'll see. A motivation minute with Jocko Willink. We've seen him before. He really motivates. He gets you, thinking, I can do this. I can do what the naysayers and the dream slayers and the doomsayers think is impossible. I can do. We got a little over 2-minute piece from Jocko is going to help you with that motivation. Okay, so we're going to get to the property, the $1,000 listing Caribbean in just a minute. But first, I real quickly. Before we get to that, right now, some of you are saying, "Oh no, he's going to do Mad Max." I'm not going to do Mad Max. I'm mad about what our government is doing to our former president. I'm going to be honest with you. You know that I'm always honest with you. Horrible. Well, let me real quick on that. Look, folks, if there's a banana republic in the world, it's not Honduras, it's not Nicaragua, it's not Costa Rica, it's the United States of America. Now, one of the marks of a banana republic is they jail the guy who's leaving office. They go after him. That was one of the, you don't have that down there anymore. You have it here now. You kidding me? I mean, think real quick. I'm going to make this quick. Nicaragua, Ortega, years ago, when he first became president, he was a president. They held an election. Camora got elected, the first female president of Honduran history, right? She didn't turn around and say, well, I'm going to send our FBI into his house and seize his stuff and raid his wife's closet. What kind of people do that, by the way? No, she didn't do that. She said, okay, he was president. Now I'm president. She served 8 years. Ortega got reelected. He didn't say, now I can get revenge on Camora for defeating me. No, they don't do that down there anymore. We do it here. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's another reason it's time to make your move. And that brings me to the happy part of this, what I really meant to tell you about. I want you to get this book. I want you to get this book. This book was written by Mike Cobb, the Offshore Investment Oracle. Right there. Gary's put up for you exactly where to get it. It's free. It's free. This is the ultimate book on living offshore. It tells you everything you need to know. Honest to God. This is not a pamphlet. It's downloadable, but it's 110 pages. I've read it. It's fantastic. Everything you need. It's in the book. It's in the book. Free. Email us and you'll get it. Just say, I want the free book. I want the free book. You don't have to remember the name of it. Just say, I want the free book. And we're going to get it to you. That's a great book. Look, when you get it, when, not if, when you get it, I want you to go to page 43, okay? I want you to read this article because it's going to make you feel good, okay? This article is going to make you feel good. You know why? Because it's about you. You are the ones, this article is about the move offshore that Americans are making now. And you are the Lewis and Clark of that move. You pioneered it 78 episodes ago, okay? And now others are following. According to this article, 24 million Americans now are seriously considering investing or moving offshore. 24 million. You were on the cutting edge. You were on the cutting edge, okay? Congratulations to you. Pat yourself on the back, okay? But already more than 10 million Americans have made the move, all right? Here is what I want to read you one quote from this one chapter, 43. It's incredible. It's a Zogby survey, by the way, folks. It's not conjured up out of this. Zogby, they're one of the top surveys in the country. They interview people nationwide. Here's the quote. It's called their survey was called the flip side of the immigration coin, okay? Because you always hear about people coming up here. A lot of people like you, 24 million are now considering making the move down there. Here's what the Zogby poll concluded. Let me read it to you. It's quick. Future generations may look back on the first decades of the 21st century as the age of migration. That's you. That's you. You are the migrator. You're the cutting edge. You are the Lewis and Clark, which is a great feeling. So I wanted to share that with you. Get the book. It tells you everything you need to know to make your move, to invest or to make your move, okay? Free. You cannot beat that price. Okay? So where are you going to move? Well, I have a suggestion for you. As usual, I have a suggestion for you. Here's a place. This is an investment to me. Now, I always tell you, invest somewhere on the water. Remember, you can't go wrong with beachfront. Invest in property. You remember what Will Rogers said? Don't wait to invest and wait. Okay. Mark Twain said, invest in property. They can't make more of it. Here's a place to invest in property. I'm telling you, Grand Pacifica. See right there? See the name of that community? Go to this website go to San Diego Viejo single family home sites. All right. There you go. All right. There's see right there. That's the short URL. Let's leave it up so they'll write it down. I want you to write that down and go there. Everything I'm going to tell you is right there. Now, folks, here's what's important to you. This is a lovely single family unit neighborhood. Okay. Look at the pictures. Look, here's one of the homes. Here's one of the homes. Okay. Look at this. Okay. Look at that. That home, by the way, is barely over 200,000. That home will cost you 2 to 4 million in the United States. It's ocean view. San Diego Viejo is all ocean view within walking distance of the sand and surf. Okay. Right there. All right. And here's what's good for you. Here's what I want you to understand. They are having a sale now of lots. Okay. Lots for $39,000. Okay. Here's the price list. You're going to find it on there. You're going to find it on there. 39,000. 39. I'm saying 39,000 for an oceanside lot in Grand Pacifica. That is the most beautiful residential resort community in all of Latin America. It's a Mike Cobb community, so it has all the amenities, the finest restaurants. As a matter of fact, before I go any further and keep pressing the issue, because I'm going to press it because I care about you. I want you to take advantage of this investment. The return is going to be fantastic. Gary, let's roll the video about Grand Pacifica so they'll know what we're talking about when I talk about the San Diego Viejo. Let's take a look at this video. It's only about less than 2 minutes, I think.
Welcome to the Offshore Club's fun-filled, fact-filled, fast-paced blockbuster podcast, Coffee with Carib Carter, coming to you exclusively from where the sun never sets on the good life at a great price. And now, fill up your favorite coffee mug and join your expert and your guide, Carib Carter Clews.
There you go, folks. That's a beautiful place. Picture yourself there. Picture yourself there. Picture yourself here. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. You just saw the video. There are the pictures. 39,000 for a lot. You can then build a home like this on. Okay. Single unit homes, the whole lot. Okay. All right. Ocean view. And here, look. They even if you go there to the URL that Gary put up for you, there's one of the lots. Look, folks, this is not a lot in the middle of nowhere. This is in the lot of a gorgeous community. Notice the paved road, the landscaping. Yeah. Look at this picture of it. You own a lot right there. That may be your lot. Contact them now. Get that lot. See the gorgeous homes around it. Why am I so adamant about this? Why am I so insistent? I'm going to tell you why. Because you're buying a lot in a residential resort community that is constantly building. And with every home they build, the value of your lot goes up. You can put money in the stock market right now, and they'll tell you a mutual fund will get you 10%. That's a lie a year. That's a lie. The Harvard mutual fund, the Harvard fund only gets 4 to 5% a year. You're not going to get 10%. It's a lie. Put it in this, and it's income. I'm telling you, remember, they're building homes around you. You get the home to this side, to that side, the value of your lot goes up. And these are beautiful homes. These are beautiful homes. These are not shanties. These are well-built, essentially almost mansions by the beach, okay? Mansions by the beach. So when they build, your property value goes up. Somebody comes, you may want to build there. I'd advise you to, because it's a wonderful community. First-class restaurants, where you saw the video. But somebody's going to come and say, I want to move in this community. Any lots available? Grand Pacific will say, no, they're all sold out, because you bought it. Okay. So when they say, how much do you want for it? You say to yourself, I paid $39,000. I think I need 80. It's a worthwhile investment, because they're going to build the home. They're going to build a mansion for 1/10 of the cost it is in the U.S. And they're going to live the good life at a great price. They're going to breathe and be free in Nicaragua. Gorgeous country, gorgeous, gorgeous country. Low cost of living. Your cost of living there is like 1/4 of what it is in the U.S. Okay. So there you go. I really am excited about that. I really am excited about that. I want you to go to that URL and check it out. I get a lot of questions, Carter, where should I invest? A lot of people want to move, and I tell them, okay, what have you done? Like 74 or 75 homes we've looked at over the past year and a half. But sometimes you just say, I just want to invest and then get a return on my investment. Watch it accrue. Here you go, right there. This is it. This is a great deal. Okay, you got the cash. Just and check with Leslie Lawrence there. When you go there, check with Leslie Lawrence. I think you might be able to get 80-20 financing. Okay, 80-20. So I think, my personal opinion, you cannot lose on this. You cannot lose on this, because it's a great deal. Okay. It's a great deal. Email us and we'll tell you more about it. Okay. Again, I don't make money off this. Okay. Eventually I'll buy a home in Grand Pacifica myself, because I love Nicaragua. My wife and I have 2 homes in Honduras. We have a city home and a beach home in Honduras. I think Nicaragua is I think I'm going to tell you right now, my own opinion. I think Nicaragua is the best investment in all of Latin America right now. I really do. I really do. Some would say Belize. It's a little further up on what we call the Mike Cobb curve, okay, where he tells you where, the different levels of investment return you can look at. But the nice thing about somewhere like Nicaragua is how low you can buy as it ascends that curve, okay? It's a great investment, all right? Now, when you're there, so there you have it, $1,000 listing, Caribbean, Nicaragua, San Diego, Viejo Village. Gorgeous village. Already have neighbors there, So when you get there, I know sometimes you wonder, well, what if I go there and I need medical care? Okay. You're going to have restaurants, everything else, recreation, horseback riding, the worst. But I need medical care. Have I got news for you? Okay. Have I got news for you? The guest we have on today, as I mentioned at the outset, Tracy Griffith, like Clark Griffith, who used to own the Washington Senators. Don't mention his name in Washington. He's the one that moved to Minneapolis. I'll never forget that. Not nice. But Tracy, it's not her fault. Tracy is the offshore medical care expert, the offshore healthcare expert. And she is going to join us now to tell us all about the quality and the cost, and the availability. I'm going to say something strange, the joy of medical care offshore, okay? Because it's like a vacation when you get down there in the sun, sand, and the surf. So now I promised you we were going to interview an expert on offshore medical care, because I get a lot, like I said, I get a lot of questions about that, a lot of questions, and rightly so. I mean, healthcare in the U.S. seems to be deteriorating. Plus, it costs an arm and a leg. So let's find out what's available to you south of the border with the expert, Tracy Griffith. Tracy, how you doing?
Hey, Carter, how are you doing this afternoon? I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
It's a real pleasure. It is a tremendous pleasure. You and I met when you were on Charlotte's Tweed show, her podcast, which is just fantastic. She's wonderful. Charlotte's Wandering Web. And so I asked you, would you come on and talk to the Carib Carter audience? So here we are having coffee with Carib Carter together, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
What'd you say?
I said, absolutely. I'm so glad to be here.
It's great to have you here. Now, I went to your website, which is excellent, folks. Go to the website. Go to the website. There it is. That is actually Tracy's website there. All about it's the healthcare-adventures.com. Healthcare-adventures.com. Don't forget the dash. I forgot the dash twice when I was looking for it. Healthcare-adventures.com. It's got everything you need to know. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all the procedures there. Beautiful.
We tried to make it easy.
What'd you say?
We tried to make it easy. Spell it out.
It's very easy to navigate. Let's talk a little bit about you first. You've been in the healthcare business 20 years, right?
25 this year. Yes.
25 this year.
I'm a registered nurse. Yes, I am.
Fantastic. And how long have you been dealing with all the offshore healthcare stuff?
We just started this company the end of 2020, right in the midst of COVID. I kind of stepped away from the clinical setting. I was only working part-time then, and decided to take what I knew, which was healthcare, and put it with what I loved, which was traveling.
Fantastic.
And so I started traveling around Mexico and to the different tourist areas of Panama City and Costa Rica, and visiting their hospitals and talking to their people and different doctors and clinics, and to see whether or not I thought it would be of value to offer my clients to have procedures, dental procedures, medical procedures done down there. And I've been pleasantly surprised. And I'm not surprised like that it wasn't good, but it was even better than what I had envisioned.
As you know, when we talked last time, I have two homes. My wife and I have two homes in Honduras.
Right.
And whenever I tell people that, and they say, well, when I mention medical care, they think doctors in Honduras use, an X-Acto knife and duct tape. And I have to tell them, no, that's not what they do.
No.
They have very advanced hospitals, and the care is top quality at a fraction of the cost of the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is that what you found in other countries throughout Central and South America?
I have. The prices differ a little bit from one country to another, but overall, they're going to be a huge savings compared to what you can find here in the States. Mm-hmm.
I know my wife up here had to have 2 implants in the front, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it cost us like $6,000 or so. And she said in Honduras, for the same thing, same quality, it would have been like $600.
Right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely under $1,000, no matter where you went.
Which is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about, on your website, there's a great page, great section called, here we go, medical tourism. Let me read it. Medical tourism benefits, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what our people want to know about. I think there are like six topics here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just, since we have you here, and you are the very best person in the world to ask about this, okay? All I can give is my own personal experience. I broke my toe. I went to the wonderful hospital in La Ceiba. They were very kind and nice, and it was clean. It was beautiful. And they said, well, stay off of it. I mean, that's it, which is the exact same advice I would have gotten.
All you can do sometimes. Right. Personal experience is the best experience. So it's always good to get that, one-on-one information from the person that has actually been there and gone through it.
Exactly. So let's take the topics one at a time. Number one on your top 6 list here. Lower cost. Medical tourists may find they are able to save a massive amount in medical bills by choosing to have a procedure in another country. Let's talk about that. How much savings are we talking about here? What kind, for different procedures, let's say?
Right. Well, it would definitely depend on, like I said, what you're having done, how big the procedure is. Obviously, something like a a cleanup of a knee AA, arthroscopic cleanup type thing is going to be a lot cheaper than, say, a total knee replacement.
Right.
That kind of thing. A dental crown is going to be a lot cheaper than a dental implant. So, we're going to start there. The more invasive it is and the more, that it entails, it's going to cost a little more. However much it costs in Mexico or Panama or Costa Rica is going to be a significant cost savings from what you are going to be able to find in the U.S. So, we'll start there. Then you have to look at the fact that you may actually be able to get your insurance company to help you pay for it south of the border. I know some people think it's all out of pocket, but that's not necessarily the case anymore, because even insurance companies like to save money.
Okay, very good. That's one of your insurance incentives is one of your topics here. Before we move to insurance incentives, though, Joel Nagel, who is he does a podcast every Thursday. Joel, incredible guy, America's #1 asset protection attorney. And I was interviewing him earlier this week, told him you were going to be on. And he said he just got an executive physical in Belize. Okay. Top of the line physical. He said first rate hospital, 6 physicians in attendance, the whole 9 yards. I think he said the total cost was $108.
Sounds about right.
Annual physical. Yeah. He said what it cost him maybe $10,000 in the US.
Right. So as we talked about some of this on Charlotte's show, I did go back and do a little research, and I have a trip planned coming up in November to Mérida, Mexico. And those couple of things are on the top of my list of things to make sure that I look into for my clients, because I had not really had anybody ask me that. And so I thought, you know what, that's a good idea. So I have found a internist who is also a cardiologist. So if there's anything else that you need to, work up or see anything else you need to go and check out, from a cardiovascular standpoint, that's a good option. Also, things like colonoscopies and mammograms, all of that kind of stuff. It doesn't need to cost as much as it costs here in the States.
Yeah.
There are freestanding clinics here in the States that I know of that you can go have a mammogram done or x-ray done or MRI that costs just a couple $100s. But if you go to your hospital, it's going to cost, like, a mammogram is like $3,000. And MRI and because it's a hospital system and they go through all of that, paperwork. And so there's better ways to do it. And when you go down to places south of the border, you're going to find it for just a couple $100. I was actually reading an article the other day, and it was based out of Mexico. And they were talking about x-rays and MRIs. And the person wanted to know, did they have the most up-to-date MRI machine? And then what was the cost? And somebody posted what I don't remember which particular MRI machine it was now, but it was the top-notch machine that you can currently find. And it was like $250 to get an MRI.
Incredible. I just had a CAT scan. And now remember, I'm old. I have Social Security and I have supplemental. And so after they got done, I went in and the woman said, okay, your copay is $250. I said, excuse me? So that's with the Social Security, all that paying, 90% of it. It was still $250, as much as you said the total bill is. There you are.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
And it's funny that we're talking about this, because I'm currently working on my next article for Insiders magazine. I'll give you a little hint. It's titled, "Why Has the U.S. Lost Their Edge in Affordable Healthcare?"
Excellent.
So maybe I can shed some more light on some of the things that we could be doing better here. But in the meantime, there are great places to go south of the border, and it's beautiful to go hang out there. And, if you're going to go have a procedure done, then at least have a great view to look at while you're recovering, right?
Yeah, you have one of your points here is the vacation. That it's like a vacation. So for someone like here in York, Pennsylvania, we have a choice. We can go to York Hospital, which is about 10 minutes from me, and your view out the window is the parking lot. Or we can go to one of the hospitals that you can help steer people to. and the view out the window will be the sun, sand, and surf.
Correct.
Folks, come on. What are you going
Right.
to choose, right? I mean,
That's true. And if I hadn't actually walked in those rooms, I'm not sure I would have believed it either. But truly, the Pacific Ocean was literally like right there. And I was like, that's pretty impressive. This is better than some hotel rooms.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's revisit what you said. You said that the insurance, you're saying that some of the American insurance covers procedures now in some of the countries south of the border.
They are starting to, yes. I was actually talking with a insurance agent that lives in Mexico. She's from the U.S. originally, but she lives there, and that's what she does. Is she sells international health care, and she said that programs like Blue Cross Blue Shield were now starting to cover some things south of the border. I have a particular type of insurance called MediShare, which is not your typical insurance at all. It's like a Christian sharing program. And they told me that when I was looking to have my knee surgery, that if I had a physical address in another country, that they would cover it at the same level that they would cover it if I had it here in the States.
Fantastic.
So I was surprised to find that, some of these are becoming more available worldwide. And then, of course, you have things like TRICARE for veterans here in the U.S. and lots of hospitals in Mexico take that, and in Panama City. They'll work
Now,
with your company.
If people contact you at let me make sure I get the website right here. I had it right in front of me now. Then I turn around and
Healthcare-adventures.com.
Healthcare there we go.
There
Thank you, Gary. So if people contact you there, they can ask you about insurance type stuff, right? You can help them, at least tell them what questions to ask.
Right. Yeah, I can steer them into telling them which questions that they need to ask. Most of the ones that are covering it, I will tell you, they want you to fill out the paperwork yourself. The hospitals down south of the border don't necessarily do that. However, they will give you all of the paperwork you need to submit to have it covered for them to look at it and see.
Fantastic. How about quality of care? People are afraid that they're going to get the guy who flunked out of medical school up here or something. That is not the case, is it?
Well, when I'm talking to my doctors, I'm always asking the questions that not necessarily the people on the street know. When I want an orthopedic surgeon or dentist, I don't want somebody who does this particular procedure once or twice a year. I want people who do it once or twice a week, because that's when you know that they are up to date on the most current everything, the latest ways of incisions or rehabbing or whatever it is that, that's needed. So those are kind of things I'm talking to them about when I ask that. And then where they're going to school at, everybody doesn't need to be, all surgeons don't need to be, go to school in the States. They have great,
yes.
In other places, great medical schools, and a lot of them go to Spain. I have found out that Spain's a huge place for them to go to. And then there are great colleges down below the border there that are just as good as what we have here. Some go to school one place and then do fellowships in the state when they want to, like cosmetic surgeons, when they want to specialize in certain areas. So it's just kind of all over the map, but they all have accreditations that the same as our doctors here, and they all have the same type of experiences. They just don't have the upcharges on the different cost of like we do here in the States.
That's fantastic. What about things like arthroscopic surgery? They have good they have the same kind of arthroscopic surgery there that we have here?
Mm-hmm. They do. They pretty much have all the same procedures, whether it's shoulders or knees or from mommy makeovers to getting your face all, fixed for, so you can look as young as you can look. I've been looking into that a little bit lately. I had some people ask me some questions, and when I started looking like, I might need to check that out myself. Maybe I go and have something done and I'll film it and then put it on my website for everybody to see.
Well, that's pretty good. Well, you're pretty youthful looking anyway, but that brings me to one of my favorite pages When you do a blog,
Mhm.
folks, check out the blogs. The blogs are excellent. Your
Well, thank
blogs are
you.
excellent. They're very, very well written, very informative. Here's one that I was particularly impressed by, since I am a guy, and I like that picture. I mean, imagine, I would like both halves of my face done, but the cosmetic surgery is very advanced down there. Is that right? I mean,
It is. It's the same as what you would think of here in the States. They do the same procedures. By the way, you asked me last time about the network when we
yeah.
were talking with Charlotte. So I have that information for you. Okay.
You
So
serious? Folks, I got this turkey neck we got to get rid of. I can't, I don't want to be like that Burks woman who did the COVID hysteria thing and run around in a scarf.
yeah,
So we got.
I got to
what's the
get my
story?
pad over here that I wrote my notes on, but 18,000 to 22,000 Mexican pesos, which depending on your conversion, it's less than $1,000, $900 to $1,100 top.
You're kidding me.
And it's an outpatient procedure, so that you don't have to stay. You don't have to stay overnight and things like that.
That's pretty good. You know what? I priced it about a year ago. You know what it was? And this was before Biden inflation. $9,000. Yeah. I said, my neck's not that big. I'm not Mike Tyson. Come on. But
right.
So a tenth of the cost. It's fantastic.
Right. But I remember to go look that up today when I was looking at some other things.
I
got you covered. Just let me know.
What'd you say?
I got you covered. Just let me know when. Say when.
That's fantastic. Now, you specialize right now in Mexico, Costa Rica, and Panama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you say, or maybe you don't want to say, is the best that you've seen? The best that you've seen, or are they all pretty much?
It really depends on what you're talking about. I mean, I have a 9-group orthopedic group in Panama City, and they have specialized in everything from backs to shoulders to knees to hands to everywhere, that kind of thing. So, the upstate, all the great different machines that you think of, going through the therapies, and their area is just beautiful. And then you have Costa Rica, that they have, Hospital SEMA's right there. They have so many hospitals there. They have great cosmetic surgeons in that area. But then Mexico also has, where do you want to go? Do you want to go to Cancun? You want to go to Cabo?
Yeah.
What kind of dental work do you need done? I mean, you got options is all I can say. It's just, where do you want to go on vacation this time? And what do you want to have done while you're there?
It's fantastic. And let's make clear, they can contact you. And I think all right, for 200, it says here we go. Just back to the homepage, folks. For only $299, you set everything up?
Well, done? Yeah, and that's all in. At that point, we can do as little or as much as you want. I can set up everything from your transportation to your hotels to your flights, transportation to and from procedures and therapies or whatever, or I can do as little as you want and just give you the name of the person, that you're looking for, the physician, and then you can take it from there. So, it's a full concierge service. Now, if you want it, we'll travel with you. If you want it to be, handheld, we can do that too.
So, and they can come to you at, I want to get it right, healthcare-adventures.com.
That's it.
Healthcare-adventures.com, and they can contact you directly and start setting things up.
Right. But you don't have to pay that just to talk to me and have your questions answered. There's a cheaper option on the website for that. If you're not sure and you just want to, you have questions, write them down. We'll set up a phone call and I'll answer your questions, and then you can decide whether or not that is an investment that you want to make in yourself.
That is absolutely fantastic. This is just wonderful. This is you'd be stunned at how many questions I get from people about medical care, because I think the average age of the Offshore Club members probably 50 to 60, right? Mm-hmm. And they get worried. What if I have something go wrong? I tell them, I think you're going to find you're going to get better medical care cheaper And then when I realized I could have you on to verify my guesswork, it's fantastic. It is
Right.
wonderful. You have really put it all together. I had no idea. Yeah.
All you have to do is let me know and ask, and I can do the groundwork and find it out and figure it out for you. And, so you don't have to go through all the different websites and pages trying to find out who's the best at, XYZ, whatever it is you want to have done.
Fantastic. All right. This has been wonderful. This has been great. Now, you said you might have a question for me.
I do. So I was reading some of your columns earlier in the week and watching your videos, given
Right.
everything that has been going on here in the U.S. But with your history and all the years you spent in D.C. with all the political figures, how did you not become so corrupt and keep your eye on the ball? And I find that amazing that you are still that open-minded and didn't get crushed by DC.
That, it's really a good point. And I think the answer is twofold. One is my dad was a Methodist minister, right? And so we were taught from the time we were kids, to love one another, to be unselfish, to put others first, the whole 9 yards. And that, I was taught that from the time I was a child. You're supposed to care about others. You're not supposed to take advantage of others. You're not supposed to lie, cheat, and steal. In other words, all the things politicians do. So that was ingrained. And the other thing is I was raised in the inner city Baltimore, and really the hard scrabble streets back when Baltimore was a blue collar town. So for me, everything is blue collar. Everything. And I used to tell my staff, I was the head of communications in the U.S. Senate, and I would tell my staff, keep in mind, you're here to work for those people out there, so they don't,
Exactly.
because they shouldn't have to worry about what this government's going to do to them. And we're going to fight them every step of the way, because all my friends' parents were all blue collar workers. They worked hard, tried to care for the family. So my job was to protect those people, the parents of the kids I grew up with, right?
Right.
And I just never forgot that, the golden rule and the blue collar rule. Okay. And so I think that's the answer. Maybe a contrarian over there in Washington, D.C. Thank God. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Good question. Thank you. Yeah. This has been terrific. You have answered exactly what we needed. And let's try and do this periodically. Is that okay?
Sure.
And update people on what you're doing, folks, you've got to get hold of Tracy. You now have total access to incredible medical care. And thank God Gary put it up there without my having to guess it again. Total, incredible, top quality medical care at prices you simply can't believe in the U.S. and you're not going to get in the U.S. anymore. Also, personal care. I want to bring that up, right? There's a personal touch with these doctors down there. Am I right? Am I right about that?
They are. I mean, I've spent like 2 hours before just sitting and talking to the docs, and I wasn't even their patient. I was just somebody that, was trying to get to know them better to see if they were somebody that I thought would be worthwhile working with my clients.
Yeah. And they were warm and friendly, kind of the way doctors used to be in the United States. I'm sorry, I got to say that. I'm old school. I got to say
Well, the
that.
other thing is you were able to get, when's the last time you had something done at the hospital and you knew how much it was going to be up front?
No.
Down there, you can get your prices up front.
Fantastic.
And that makes a big deal because we all have a budget. Everyone
got a budget. Come on. Yeah, exactly. And you can help them do it. All right, folks. Tracy is now your friend, your medical healthcare friend. You can reach her at the website, healthcare-adventures.com. Don't forget the dash like I did. And you have a friend in the medical field. Now, it's fantastic. Tracy, thank you. It's been wonderful.
Thank you, Carter.
Thank you very much. Very timely. Very timely. Excellent. Wow. That's expertise, folks. That's expertise that you need. I don't care whether you know, you're a little kid getting your tonsils out. They still do that. If you get your tonsils out, whether you're my age, you want to take care of the turkey neck, whatever. Tracy's there, and I'm going to be in touch with him. I'm serious. One day you're going to say, Carter, you don't look like you're going to gobble anymore. It's because I'm going to be in touch with Tracy. All right. I'm going to be in touch with Tracy. All right. So now we have covered the waterfront. We started off talking. I did a little Mad Max for you. We did our $1,000 list in Caribbean. Incredible interview. Now we want to finish up with our motivational moment. Okay. Our motivational moment. And I have something special for you here with someone I really like, Jocko Willink. And I'll tell you why I like him. He's a Navy SEAL commander, tough guy, but you can tell with a good heart. And in this video I'm about to show you, it's going to help you because all of us have natural fears. You know, the fear of the unknown, we all have it. And making your move offshore, there's a lot of unknown, isn't there? There's a lot of unknown. Yeah. Here in 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes, Jocko's going to tell you how to face your fears and overcome it. So Gary, let's roll it.
How do you overcome fear? The first thing you've got to realize is that most of the fear that you have isn't a reality, it's just built up in your head. So what you need to do to overcome your fear is to go and face it, go and look at it, go on the attack, move towards it. That's what you need to do if you're afraid of something. Don't hide from it. The more you hide from it, the bigger it gets, the scarier it gets. Don't allow that to happen. Instead, confront it, face it, and get after it. I'll give you a really straightforward example. Jumping out of an airplane. When I was in the SEAL teams, that's something that we had to do. The first time you ever jump out of an airplane, it's a very unnatural thing to do. And if you have any sense of self-preservation, you're going to look at the open door of a moving aircraft that's at 1,200 feet above the ground, and you're going to think to yourself, this doesn't seem like a good idea. So it's a very unnatural feeling to think, oh, I'm going to look at that door, I'm 1,200 feet above the ground, I'm going 120 miles an hour in an airplane, and I'm supposed to step out this door and trust that this cord on my back is going to pull out this parachute. Occasionally, someone will freeze in the door. They will clamp onto the door and they don't want to go out. It's the classic situation where they hesitated for that moment, and that moment grows and the fears grow, and instead of doing what they're supposed to do, they end up being a no jumper and returning to the earth inside of the plane, which is not the way it's supposed to work. So what I learned to do is, look, put all that stuff aside. There's the door. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk towards that door. I'm going to step out of it, and I'm going to get some.
All right, folks, there you have it. You know, the Bible says, fear not, 365 times, okay? And that's from the man upstairs. That's from the ultimate authority. So there you got a little advice from one of the greatest guys I know here on the terrestrial level about how to do that, exactly that. Fear not. So, as I always tell you, fear not, and let's do this thing.